Welcome to Little Bracket of Horrors, the pod that puts the fight in fright.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! The monster has been seen in the hills terrorizing the mountainside.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Derek,
I'm Shelly.
and we have a special returning guest with us today, Erica, with Horror Happenings with the Dead Girl. Woo!
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Thanks for having me back.
So this is your second time on the podcast. We were just speaking a little bit before recording, and we had you on last time for Street Trash.
Street Trash.
It's an absolute thrill for us to have you back on, and I think maybe a I'm Sorry episode where you get to speak about maybe a better film, objectively a better film.
We wanted to see what it was like when you watched good horror cinema.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. That's very fair. I appreciate that.
Well, Erica, you have your own content creating that you work on. You have the YouTube page and everything. I know
Yes.
I just saw a post the other day. I think you went to Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, so they just started opening the local stores. In fact, the one in the Oviedo Mall just opened today. So we're probably gonna run over there afterwards because apparently they need more of my money. So you know, it's year-round home decor at our house. So it's always a good time when we can shop for that sort of thing.
I think all of us here are probably guilty of having year-round horror-themed things in our house.
Always.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Where can people follow you? I know the YouTube page. Do you have like social medias you want to throw out real quick?
I do. You can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. It's under Horror Happenings with the Dead Girl. I try to be super active on Instagram. Doesn't always happen. So I'm more active on Facebook and TikTok and our YouTube page as well.
Which your YouTube just had a big milestone, so congrats to that.
Thank
Ooh.
you. It's weird how social media works and
Yeah.
algorithms and things. So I mean, it's the season, right? So
Yeah.
like everybody's kind of picking up all the spooky things and getting more traction, and I appreciate everybody's love for the season.
We find that too during this time of year. People Google the
It does
horror
pick up, yeah.
movies more, so then they find the different podcasts discussing and
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
listens
Oh, yeah.
come a plenty.
Yeah, especially with being, a horror movie review show. More people are watching horror films, so, they want to go out and get some content on it. So, absolutely the truth. It's a good time of year.
Except Dashcam, apparently UK watches that year round.
Have you ever watched Dashcam, Erica?
Some I have seen
Okay.
some.
It's hard to get through. It's a hard watch.
Polarizing movie, I'll give you that. But it is absolutely blown all the other movies out of the water as far as listens for our podcast. It's in the thousands. We don't get thousands of listens. It's in the thousands. It's crazy.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we will take it, and that's I think that's a fun part about this podcast, our podcast, is that we allow the fans to come in and suggest movies, and who knows, we might get a movie that maybe doesn't hit for us, but apparently the rest of the world really digs it.
I mean, they could be wrong, but
And
who
they could be-
knows?
yeah, they
I'm
could
not
be-
judging.
We could be wrong, so who knows? But
Fair enough.
yeah, let's jump into the podcast how we always do. Shelly, have you watched anything scary lately, or anything scary happen?
Have I watched? Well,
I'm sorry.
should I start with
What
the
a
good
loaded-
or the bad?
what a loaded
I know
question.
you're. And the look
Wow.
you gave me,
I
like,
know. I was like, oh.
like this little puppy dog. You're like,
no.
well, we'll start with the bad.
Yeah.
I unfortunately did have to. My dog passed away this couple days ago, so that was obviously scary and horrible and awful. But as you can see, I'm already immensely improving 2 days later.
Yeah.
I'm able to talk about it without sobbing ugly tears and having giant bags under my eyes. But unfortunately, for about 8 months now, maybe a little longer, she had a seizure back in October, and we've been working to treat that. And a little over a week ago, we finally took her to like a specialist because we didn't think it was a seizure thing, and they pretty much confirmed she most likely had a tumor. The scariest thing is how much an MRI costs to confirm anything when it comes to dogs. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars, more than I make in a month. So, it just is kind of, I guess, serendipitous that within a week of finding all that out, she declined again, and we made that tough decision. But, with everything and how it went, it was the right thing. So, So, R.I.P. Chuleta.
Yes, R.I.P. Chuleta. Sweet girl.
Yeah. But that's the only, if that's the only scary thing that happened to me,
The
I
worst
guess
thing. The worst. Yeah.
we're taking me and my sister live together. We're taking a long break from animal
Yeah.
ownership.
Yeah.
So, at our ages, it's just, and we've had all medical case dogs. Like, we've never had a dog just get old and die. So that's the hardest part, is when you always get to that end part where you're like, we have to make the decision. Like, you make the decision.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dog.
Nobody wants to make that.
Yeah.
No. So, I mean, I think that's the most awful part about it.
Yeah.
You just wish they had little voices where they could be like,
some communication. Direct.
I'd love for you to just speak up.
Yeah. You got to read that body language, and
Come
it's
on,
tough. It can
say
be tough.
something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, as far as anything else, watch any scary, I have been killing it with the horror movie watches lately.
Ooh.
I finally watched Oddity.
Oh, great.
Interesting movie.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I watched All Hallows Eve. I had never caught that.
Is that the
prequel to
the first.
Terrifier? Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like little vignettes.
Yeah, I watched it a
Yeah.
while back. It's a good setup for what we would get eventually.
Yeah. We still have to see Terrifier 3, but for some reason it's not streaming anywhere.
It isn't? That's crazy.
Not like
I thought I saw it
openly.
somewhere. Okay.
I finally watched Speak No Evil, the remake.
Oh.
Which apparently this movie has been done several times.
Oh, it has?
Yes.
Okay.
From what I can tell.
Yeah.
There's like an early 2000s version of it, and then like
Not
a
early
2024 version of it
Yeah.
with the guy who plays Professor X.
James McAvoy. I watched the Danish and the American one.
Okay.
I can't remember when the Danish one came out. But
And then there's a Danish one.
That
There's
is.
a Danish one. Then there's, I think there's 2 American versions. I could be
okay.
wrong. I watched a few of the VHS movies. I've never seen them.
Okay.
So I watched,
Okay.
unfortunately,
Yeah. Go ahead.
VHS and VHS 2. And then we got to, which they still kind of made sense at that point, but then we got to VHS Viral, which we're not watching them in timeline order. We're watching them in release. We were watching them in release order. You get to Viral and you're like, what is happening now?
Yeah. I watched Viral last year, and I was
It just got weird.
This is trash. I wasn't a fan. Yeah.
Immaculate. I watched that.
Okay.
Evil Dead remake, which I've seen several times.
So good.
Yeah.
I just think it's a really well
It's
done
great.
remake.
Yeah. It's tough too, especially, not to jump on your part, but when we get these remakes like the Nightmare on Elm Street, and they try to come with a different
that
tone,
was so bad.
and it's a miss. But with the Evil Dead, it was darker, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was the right amount of the old stuff and something new.
And then if you haven't seen it yet, The Monkey is now streaming on Hulu.
Oh, it is streaming on. Okay.
Yeah. So
I
we
gotta
watched
jump
The
on that.
Monkey.
Nice. Did you like it?
It's not what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I'll say that much.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was satirical. It was more comedic than I thought it was going to be.
Interesting.
It's not your typical like Annabelle's where you see like there's a demonic possessed toy.
Mm-hmm.
They do jump around a little bit where you're like, slow down. I'm trying to follow what's happening here.
Yeah. Throwing a
and
lot
it's a
at
quick
me.
watch. It's a quick ride. It's not,
Okay.
they don't drag it along too far, but. And I think what I struggle with The Monkey is the lead actor was just not charismatic. He didn't really carry the film like he should have because he played 2 characters.
Oh, he's double
He
billing.
didn't do what
He didn't Michael Jordan it.
He didn't Michael
Or
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. We should say.
like Sinners, like
Yeah.
where he could carry the film as 2 different actors.
Yeah.
He didn't do it as well.
Mm,
So, and that's it. That's it.
awesome.
That's
That's
my
a
list.
great.
Yeah.
That's a great list.
Yeah, I've been
That's a-
killing it.
That's a hearty list, I would say. What about you, Erica? Anything scary happen? You watch anything you want to talk about besides Hereditary?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. So we watched a series on Netflix. I want to say it's a French series called Marianne.
Okay.
And
that
they
one.
only did one season of it, and then it got canceled. But it's really good, and it's more of like a witch story about a witch than anything. But it's if I like tell you the premise of it, it's gonna give it away.
Okay.
Like I
Fair.
feel like a lot of it, like it's basically about this like author, and she writes all these books, and she writes about this main character, and it just kind of starts to spiral, and things start to kind of happen, and it ties in with, of course, things that happened to her previously when she was younger, and it's beautifully done. Acting's great, story is great. You have to just kind of sit down. Like my husband and I binged the entire thing, and it was really good. So that's on Netflix.
Okay, cool.
So that was great. HBO finally got the new Final Destination, so of course we had to watch that. Which
Oh, good to know. I did not know they had new ones on there.
yes, so it is on there. I forgot that Tony Todd was in it.
Aww.
Oh.
So when he made his appearance towards the end, and he says his what felt like his his goodbye, like I just like my husband and I stopped, we looked at each other, we are both like sniffling, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
damn it, Tony Todd, like right in the feels. It was heartbreaking, because that's his last performance. So great. It's a Final Destination movie. It's gory, it's fun. I don't ever take those seriously. I just have a fun time when I watch them. So
Yeah.
that one is always, the whole series is always great. Bring Her Back. We saw that in the theater.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's not streaming anywhere yet, but it's getting a lot of accolades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm
so good.
probably in the minority of people that was not as impressed with it as I had heard, because I genuinely like Talk to Me was phenomenal. So I was like, okay, this is the same company. It's gonna be great. Went in positive, got done with it. We walked out, and I was just like, that was the movie we watched. It wasn't. Like, I've seen much worse. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Much, much worse. But I've also seen much better. So I feel like that has its place and its audience in horror. It just was not for me. That's not to deter anyone from going to see it, because it was good in its own way. It just wasn't necessarily for me. The gore, the effects were beautiful. If you like special effects and you like some blood and gore, those were great. But yeah, there was something that I just couldn't. I don't know, man. I was a little let down. Maybe it was just because people hyped it up so much and they were like, this is amazing. And I was just like, was it?
Yeah.
Sinners, phenomenal. I think I've seen it like 6 times already.
Agreed.
We saw it in the theater. It's such a beautifully done piece, from the acting to the cinematography to even like some of the music in it is fantastic. I had somebody call it a musical, and I almost threw things at them, because I was like, it's not. Like there's there's a little singing, but it's not like Grease,
Yeah.
or anything like that, or Hairspray.
Conversations aren't the singing parts. It's an actual performance. So yeah, I agree with you.
And then Happiness, which is on Netflix, and I want to say it's a Korean like horror drama.
Okay.
It's zombies, of course.
So
good.
Happiness. Okay.
Happiness. So the acting's great. It's short series. Basically, couple. They're not a couple, but they're a couple. It's weird. But they're trapped in an apartment building, of course, with some of the residents, and a zombie outbreak happens, and the government just quarantines off their building to keep the spread of this under control.
Kind of like what they did during COVID.
Yeah.
In those actual areas.
Very triggering for the rest of the world.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, it's such a great human piece, because you see how quickly everybody just kind of turns on each other. And it just takes that one rat to be like, to point the finger, and everybody else immediately follows suit. So, I mean, great story, great acting. The effects in it were good. Like, definitely, it's a good binge. If you're looking for a new series to binge, Happiness is definitely fantastic.
Yeah.
What about you?
Passing the baton.
Passing it along.
I like it. So I have not made it out to the movies yet this year to watch a film. And last week, the week before actually, I made it out to see Together, which is the new.
You've seen movies this year.
I've seen movies, but I haven't been to the movie theater itself. So I
feel like it's a lie.
it's not a lie. I know what I do with my body.
Whatever.
My body did not go to the
I
theaters
track
yet.
your location.
Oh no, are you on my Find My app? Oh,
No,
I'm screwed.
actually, no, not.
Surprise!
No. But yeah. So I made it out to see it together. I thought it was actually I thought it was better than what I was expecting with it. I think my qualms with the movie is maybe too much CGI. A little bit more practical effects, especially with like the body horror stuff, would have been nice. I mean, especially when we got Substance last year,
Oh my god.
which was just bonkers and exactly what we love about body horror. So I think it missed on that, but I thought the story was pretty interesting in the allegory of like this fractured relationship and how like this evil force was like bringing them together. So great movie, I think worth anyone's watch. And acting is great. I mean, the non-troubled Dave Franco. But he was great in it, and Alison Brie, I think is how you say her last name.
Aren't they married in real life?
Which they are married in real life, which was cool. And they had obviously good chemistry, but they had also like this interesting relationship that there was like a rift in that they played really well. Like I think they did a phenomenal job with that.
Which
So,
I'm guessing any married couple could probably
tap into that.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been together for a while, you can find those moments when things weren't so good. So that's a great point. So
nice.
Yeah.
And we have plans on Tuesday to go see Weapons.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one.
Which, funny enough, I was getting tattooed last week, and the guy that was tattooing me was going to see Weapons with his girlfriend afterwards. So when he left, he dipped, and I was telling him about the podcast and how we were going to see Weapons, and he texted me the next morning because I had him send a picture of the tattoo, and he texted me the next morning. We were just like, the movie's amazing, and I was like, great. I'm like, well, I'll go to see it next Tuesday. So, but yeah, that's essentially it for me. Ian's back in school, so that's life terrifying.
That's scary.
Ian, he made a big jump up to middle school, so we're dealing with all that stuff.
Wow.
My wife is organizing Trapper Keepers to get him to class on time, so we got some stuff going on. But I think it's time that we get into Hereditary. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Our first segment is Dig Up the Bones, and that's where I introduce the movie and give a brief summary. Hereditary is an American supernatural psychological horror film released on June 8th, 2018. Written and directed by Ari Aster. Other credits include Beau is Afraid, Eddington, and Midsummer. Is it Midsummer or Midsummer?
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
But to note, this was his directorial debut.
So, and then we're moving on to music by Colin Stetson. Other credits include Color Out of Space, 2022's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Menu. Cinematography by Paul Pogorzelski. Other credits include Midsummer, Fresh, and The Woman in the Yard. Special effects coordinator was Ryan Roundy. Other credits include 127 Hours, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, and a TV series, The Aquabats Super Show. All right, so Hereditary is starring Toni Collette as Annie. Other credits include Nightmare Alley, Little Miss Sunshine, and Krampus. Gabriel Byrne, I almost messed up his name, Gabriel Byrne as Steve. Other credits include Cool World, Ghost Ship, and The Usual Suspects. Next, we have Millie Shapiro as Charlie. Other credits include Broadway Kids Against Bullying, I Have a Voice, Monkey Bars, and a TV series, Hysteria. Then we have...
She also starred on the West End and Matilda. She was Matilda.
Was this a TV series?
No,
Maybe
Broadway.
Oh, this was on Broadway?
Duh.
Okay. Fun facts. And then we have Alex Wolff as Peter. Other credits include Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Old, and My Friend Dahmer. Finishing off our cast, we have Ann Dowell as Joan. Other credits include Apt Pupil, The Exorcist Believer, and the TV series Handmaid's Tale. Production companies A24, Palm Star Media, Finch Entertainment, and Windy Hill Pictures. The film was also distributed by A24. Sequels, prequels, we had none to this. I don't think we needed any additional work on this. Good job. None.
Although there was rumors when Midsommar came out that it was connected.
Oh,
like
really?
from the same universe, but
yeah,
that was debunked.
Yeah, people like to talk.
But I just wanted to say Midsommar.
Midsummer. We can say it a couple more times. Maybe we'll cover Midsummer next year. All right, so budget was $10 million, and then box office was $87.8 million.
Nice.
I know. Good for Ari Aster. I mean, I think there's a reason he's still making movies and pumping out stuff for A24. It feels like he just does stuff for A24. And then Rotten Tomatoes score 90% on the tomato meter, and then 71% on the audience popcorn meter. So audience needs to step it up. That's unacceptable. If I'm showing my cards early, I'm sorry.
To be fair, I never go by Rotten Tomatoes because they're never on it, man.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so movie synopsis for Hereditary. After the death of Annie's mother, Ellen, the Graham family lives start to unravel. They soon find themselves as pawns in a game by an evil and mischievous force that is determined to find a new male host. So we landed on, I almost said Midsummer.
Midsummer.
We landed on Hereditary last week. It was a Shelley pick.
It was my pick.
It was, I think, I was
I'm actually
excited.
Are you staring at my shirt?
I am. King Paimon, hail.
Hail King Paimon.
King Paimon, hail.
I am currently wearing a Creeporama. Shout out Creeporama.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. No,
Yeah, do it.
Creeporama Hereditary shirt. This is actually one of their best sellers. It has the severed head of our sweet, sweet Charlie on the front. And it has the King Paimon, God of Mischief. And then on the back, it's got all the little like symbols and imagery and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite horror movies. It may I'm having a seizure. If you talk about like favorite movies and you make a list, it could end up in like a top 10 of favorite movies all overall, not just specifically horror.
Yeah.
So I finally wanted to put it in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did. And two are, I guess, it's not streaming anywhere, so I was going to force the audience to watch it or pay for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone should watch this.
Yes.
And that's why I even was like, hey, I'll send you money if you really want to watch it.
Exactly.
I'll send you the $5 to rent it.
I will fund it. I will fund
I will
this.
rent the movie for you.
Yeah.
I didn't actually do that, but I would have.
Yes.
I would have. But yeah, it's that good. So
Yeah.
I was very excited to finally discuss this one.
Yeah. So, Erica, Shelley reached out to you to join us today. How did you feel when Shelley told you we were covering Hereditary?
I honestly had not seen it yet. It was I know, it was on my to watch list, and it's one of those films that I feel like I just never got around to watching, which I'm surprised because I do enjoy Toni Collette. Like, I enjoy her performances, and she's one of those actors where like if you have an actor where you're like, okay, if you're in it, I'm gonna watch it. Like Benicio del Toro, I don't care what he's in, I'll watch it. It could be garbage, and I'll just watch it. So, it wasn't something that I had gotten around to watching. So it was nice to be able to see something new and to be like, oh, this isn't a film that I hadn't seen yet. So yeah, I was excited to get to check it out.
I had no idea. I reached out because I was like, I know this is a good movie, and like, there's not a thought in my mind that was like, Erica probably agrees this is a great movie.
Yeah.
I know she's seen it. I am shocked that I'm so glad we have a newbie's perspective on this one.
I'm excited to get into our, the Feasting Fiends section of this, but that's amazing, Erica. So I'm excited for what your thoughts are on it. But for myself, I watched this actually when we kicked off the podcast because years previous, when my son was born, horror essentially like dropped off the face of the earth with me as far as like me consuming it and watching it just because any kind of noise in the house and I was waking up a baby. So it was tough. It was tough for me to watch a lot of movies that I wanted to check out. So when we kicked off this podcast back in 2020, I was hungry for films that I haven't watched. And I actually, funny enough, within the span of like 2 days, I watched Hereditary and then I watched Midsommar.
Summer.
And
Nice.
I was instantly a fan of Ari Aster, and I was like, sign me up for anything that this guy is a part of. And yeah, with Hereditary, I was blown away by it. I don't want to go into all my pros and cons.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll get into that. We'll get into all that later. So I'll just say I was blown away by it, and I was excited we were going to cover it.
Let's go.
Let's do this. All right. So next up is Feasting Fiends, and this is where we get into our topics of pros, cons, characters, dialogue, and then our favorite kills / scares. So Erica, with you being our guest, we want to throw it your way first. So please do take away your pros.
I mean, overall, acting in it was great. Loved the gore that we were provided in some of the scenes in the film. I like the fact that they tried to keep, for the most part, the set kind of narrowed down. The opening shot of the film is so great. And I've seen that done before where like they show the dollhouse and then they start to slowly zoom in and then it's not the dollhouse, it's the actual people. So I mean, the way that they did that but then tied it all into the work that Annie was doing was just beautifully done. So I definitely really enjoyed that. I enjoyed I'm gonna be honest, man, this is not a dig at the actress in any way. But when Charlie had her accident,
Yes.
I cheered and I laughed way more than I probably should, because I feel like in a lot of films, kids tend to be almost like the safe space.
Yeah.
Like you don't really kill the kids off for the most part. Even in a lot of horror films, like a lot of the times the kids are like you get a 50-50 shot, right? So when he
But
was
then
driving
there's
down the road
them
and
to die like
swerved,
the Babadook.
The Babadook boy.
oh yeah, oh that kid, I want to murder him. But I mean, aside that, so when her head went flying, he's just sitting in the car, and then he pulls into the driveway, and I'm like, did he just straight up I'm gonna go to bed, guys? Like I'm not, yeah, like just leaves, goes home, goes to bed, and then the shot of her face on the ground with all of the ants was beautiful. Like I was here for it, made me happy. Well done. The way that they had the story laid out and the slow revelations throughout the film, I like the fact that they kind of slowly gave you hints to certain things without outright telling you what it was until you got towards the end. Because you go from thinking like it's a ghost story to like, oh, it's a cult.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of traverses that field a little bit, because I didn't know much about it. Fair enough. Like didn't really do any research. I just went in and watched it. And I love and it's rare, I feel like, you get to like cold turkey a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It is hard. And especially with trailers nowadays, they show everything. So I watched nothing. I'm like, all right, let me check this out.
Smart.
So I like that they kind of led you down these different paths. And I enjoy when a film is presented as one thing and then like it's much more than that. And it goes more into that. It's such a good mix between like ghost / possession / you get a little bit of cult action. Like I feel like they kind of we're like, all right, how much can we throw into this film?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they did with it, which had pros and cons. So I'll leave that at that. It definitely
I like how your pros led into like a pro and con situation. That was like a seamless lead into your next thought. So I love that.
Once in a while I get there. So those are pretty much like my pros. I mean, anytime a kid dies in a horror film in a way such as Charlie, again, I'm gonna always cheer for it and be like, yeah, let's go. That's when you kind of know, like, all right, this is a little unhinged. I'm probably gonna like it.
Yeah. I think when the kid goes,
boundaries.
when the kid goes, I mean, there's no more rules.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, anything can happen. So, yeah.
I was more sad about the dog. I mean, let's be honest.
That's right. The dog we saw twice.
Same.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look, man, I still Kill the kids. Just leave the dog alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
What about Shelly? Yeah, go ahead and take yours.
So what I love about this movie, and to use Erica as an example, is that first time watch. I think every time you watch this movie for the first time, you're in for a ride. It doesn't matter. You may come out of it not liking it. You may come out liking it, but you're going to watch something you probably have never watched before because they do throw everything at the wall. You get those unexpected plots. Nobody expected them when they released the trailer for this movie that they were going to kill the weird looking kid within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No one expected that. You thought it was going to be a movie about grief, and they're grieving the grandmother, which I think Ari, originally kind of was leaning into that, but then it went more the way he went. You get some amazing jump scares. You get that deep dive into grief. I just think it's very well rounded. So you get that first time watch. You see more the more you watch it. So I 100% recommend watching it a second time, but there's nothing like the first time you see this movie. How it's shot. Sometimes you didn't even know if you were looking at the miniatures or if you were looking at the actual house.
Perfect.
The way the camera, Ari's really good at camera shots. I'm going to bring up the director cut of Midsommar, and I don't know if there's a director cut of Hereditary, but he uses a lot of the same kind of like camera shots and a lot of things, and I appreciate that, and it's just very well done. The scare factor in this movie. This is one of those movies, the first time I watched it, I was terrified. Because you see like that classic shot of her and the burning guy and everything, and you got her crawling around all over the place, and it's got some really good jump scares. They do those camera angles where you're like, I don't want to look, I don't want to look, it's going to scare me. Like,
I know.
So like the fact that they did that, it takes a lot for me to be like, this is a scary movie. And I think it was a good scare factor movie. I think, and this is a kind of a pro adjacent. I think if people were looking at horror movies the way they looked at The Substance last year, I think this movie would have had some leverage in the Academy Award space.
Yeah.
And I talked about, Quinlan kind of says the same thing, but we had a conversation before we went into watching this movie separately. Me and Quinlan talked, and we both kind of said along this, like Toni Collette should have won, or at the very least been nominated for this role in Hereditary. Ari Aster, writing, directing, like all that, should have at least gotten nominations. Alex Wolff's performance.
Yeah.
But I don't think people were ready in 2018 to see horror like they're seeing it now.
Yeah.
I mean, we might be heading towards where, like, Terrifier gets nominated for Best Makeup.
Yeah.
Or gore or whatever, special effects.
And if Substance,
shit like that.
If Substance is the movie that kicks in the door and, like, opens that up, like,
wow.
credit to The Substance. So
right. So, like, I want it, like I said, it's a pro adjacent. I just wish they were seeing movies the way we are seeing them now. And I think this movie could have gotten some recognition. And those are my pros.
Nice. Just kind of piggyback on what you were saying, but this film started off in the early writing stages. It was strictly a family drama.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we got the perfect cast for a family drama. And then Ari saw this horror element and threw it in, and it just it aided in the greatness that is this movie. But, just to jump in with my pros, I think Erica spoke of it, but that beginning shot with a miniature zoom in, it was so seamless, like up until the point where Steve, the father, walks into the room. I still feel like I'm looking at a miniature. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, I don't know how he did it, but it was seamless. It was amazing, and the metaphor of that shot is also right on target. Just because you have this family that is essentially just dolls and figurines in like a bigger plot of this stronger evil entity. So after you watch this film a couple times, which I think this film warrants a couple watches, you catch all these different things, and it only aids to the story. Also, just generally, like, the production as a whole is bulletproof to me. I mean, between the cinematography, the sound design, Ari's directing, the acting, all of it was perfect. If we had if we were putting out like 4-hour podcasts, we could go through each one, but it's ridiculous. But just to specifically touch on the story aspect, I love that we got like this like background like evil cult, which by the way has some of the sweetest looking grandmas in the cult. But I loved how the Grahams are like slowly and methodically being messed with. And we have this King Paimon and the God of Mischief right on Shelley's shirt, but he is definitely like fucking with his family for the whole film. I mean, between like Charlie's vision and her going outside to the field to see her grandma, and then like Peter getting taken control of, and the face smash in the classroom. I mean, they were just constantly getting toyed around with, and it was fantastic. I loved the story, and I loved the layered work that he put into it. To speak on the acting, like Shelley was saying, I think all the actors really showed a master for their craft, but to Shelley's point, Toni Collette's performance was just breathtaking. I think you felt like every frustration, every wail that came from her. I mean, as soon as she found Charlie's decapitated body in the car, it was just like her uncontrollable wailing was just like the sound for the next 3 minutes as we were going through the scenes. And I think it was such a smart move by Ari to have that done. And then Toni just, it was for people who have been through hardy moments, what that feels like. How it's like suffocating and like you just like you can't escape it, and you empathize and you understand in those moments. And I think he captured that, and he really he turned it up in those moments with us having to sit through all, the shot of Charlie's head on the road, just completely such a difficult moment. And to finish it off with my laundry list of pros, I loved how he did the scares in this. They weren't we didn't get any cheap jump scares. It was just these slow, unnerving moments of fear that were forced to sit through. I mean, much like this family that was forced to go through all these events, we were forced to sit next to them and watch these things happen. I mean, even the one thing that I think you might be able to call a jump scare, which was when the bird flew into the window, you saw the bird coming from way far away. Yeah. So it wasn't like a jump scare, you're like, oh, the bird's going to hit the window, but it was still it made you jump a little bit. So
you don't think the first shot of her crawling, there's a little shot when he's still in the room and she's way
so
over
good.
to the side on the left.
Yes. So great.
There's not much sound to it, but if you're paying attention, you see her, and
I know
that gets me every time.
In the moments where I think it was the one moment where the grandma, Ellen, after Annie was looking at the memories books or whatever, and she went to close up and leave the shop, and she goes to flip the light off, and grandma's just standing there.
Yeah.
And it's just it's unnerving, and we're not ready for it, but it's not they don't throw music in it and a bang to make you jump.
Yeah.
It's just hey, here's this creepy thing, deal with it, So I think it's genius, and I think too often people like to use the sounds and the burst of energy in those moments.
Right.
And he was just here it is, and enjoy it for what it is and nothing more.
Yeah.
So I love that, and those are my pros.
Can I piggyback off of something that I feel needs to be more recognized is Annie, when they're at that dinner, that awkward ass dinner where they're just kind of sitting there.
Yes.
And she just lets it go, man, at Peter. It's such a beautiful raw moment.
Yes.
That she has where she just snaps, and it's so beautifully and perfectly done that I don't know of many actresses that could pull that off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that whole scene.
Yeah, that monologue is great. I mean, she just goes in, and she's not holding any punches in those moments. And she's also, I think in those moments, she's understanding. She's like, I know you're in pain, and I wish I could take those away, but nothing can change what you did. So it's it is an honest look at a situation. So that moment was fantastic. Thank you for bringing it up.
Oh yeah.
All right. What about your cons, Erica? What do you have?
I feel like I understood why certain things led up to where they led up. So like the first half of the movie is this big buildup, and I get it, but I feel like I wanted a little bit more of like, why did she why did she try to murder her son? Like they start he kind of, they touch on it and they reference it a couple of times, and you get that quick shot. I'm assuming it's when she's like, it's one of their dreams, right, where you see her just doused
Oh yeah,
and she
yeah.
lights the match, right? So I feel like that needed a little more explanation, but also like, dude, why would you is so if you're looking at that and you look at everything else that happens within the film with the father aspect of things, like the whole time I'm like, what is this dude doing? Like, why is he here? And it felt like, and I'm not saying that his performance was flat, but when you look at all of the other characters in the film, like when you look at Annie, when you look at Peter and how strong their performances were, and then you look at the performances, um, by Steve and even by Charlie, it feels like they were not as well rounded character wise. So I feel like that's a flaw that should have been explored just a little bit more. Um, that's something that I was just kind of like, okay. And then, like I said, it felt like they tried to kind of cram a lot of things into one. So it went from being like this drama, which was great, into a film where you're like, oh, she's having a mental break. Like, is this all in her head? Because that's kind of where I was going with it, right? I was like,
Okay.
okay, maybe this is all in her head. And then it went to like, no, it's a ghost story. No, it's a cult film. So I'm like, I
Left, right,
appreciate
left,
when
right.
you, I appreciate when you mix things, but it gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, enough. Like, there's too much.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if it had been simplified a little bit more, I probably would have enjoyed it more. Not to say that it wasn't a good film, it was a good watch, and I would probably watch it again just to kind of pick up on maybe some of the stuff that I may have missed on that first watching. But it just felt like they tried to like shove all these little mini subgenres into it just to kind of see like, can we do this? Can it flow? And yes, but also no, because that second half, everything felt so rushed
Mm.
with the flip flop from one thing to the other that I was just kind of like, all right, guys, pick one. What are we doing? Like, pick one and let's go. But otherwise, done very well. I appreciate the fact that they showed the dog's body and not the actual,
Fair.
murder of the
Yeah.
dog, because nobody likes to see that.
Yeah.
In fact, there's like a whole website dedicated to that. Like,
Yeah,
does the dog
exactly.
die?
Yep.
Like, I mean, people love
Trigger warning
animals. We
for it.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah, like we don't care about people dying. Just what about the dog?
13-year-old girls, have at it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look up if, a child dies and what happened. I don't care. Does the dog live or
Yeah.
not?
Yep.
So that's really like the only negative that I had from it. I feel like Charlie was like, she had her tick, like her
Mm-hmm.
little
Yeah.
thing that she would do. So I was hoping that would play more of a role than it really did. Because once she had passed, like you heard it like maybe twice and that was it. So I was hoping it would kind of lean a little heavier on that.
Yeah, I know Peter heard it several times.
Yeah. It woke Peter up in the room
Yeah.
the one time,
And then when he got possessed by Charlie,
he did the click too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think mom heard it, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, in the car. Yeah. On the
I
way
felt like it was
home.
something that they should have like heard more, because you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like I felt like maybe the dad should have heard it too, especially when they were trying to do their like
Oh yeah.
opening
The dad having
of the
experience
port.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole family, like she's trying to bring everybody in, into the dining room. Like, all right, guys, we're gonna have this seance. We're gonna wake you all up to do this, and they're all like, "What the hell?" But like, I feel like that would have been the perfect moment for her to do it, where they all could have heard that. But instead, you have him trying to be the rational parent, and by doing so, it sets him apart so much so that like, I don't say I want to like downplayed his performance, but it didn't do anything to help the character and to help him be more empathetic, right? Because like, watching, I'm just like, why would you take your son back to the house knowing that like your wife is in the state she is? Like after he's clearly bashed his face against the table, which fantastically done. I love the reaction of all the kids in school.
Yes.
That was great. But like logically, you're like, I probably wouldn't take my kid home. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I would
logically.
probably be like, hey, can somebody observe him for like 24, 48 hours? Kind of keep an eye on him
some sort of
because
surveillance.
He
clearly,
might need some help.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like that was kind of like, and I know it's a movie and I know it's not
Yes.
real life, but like that just kind of threw me like, well, Dad, you're trying to be father of the year, but clearly you're not. So you're just kind of like, well, she tried to kill him once. It's okay. That's how I kind of felt. I felt he was just like,
Yeah.
so, there were, like I said, there were just nothing really like super bad. It was just some of the things I think could have been done a little bit better, a little bit more elaborated on, and then maybe fine-tuned a little bit more and not so many things thrown in
Yeah, I
like
think
to
Fair.
one.
Yeah.
No, I think with at least how I was viewing it, as far as with the father and his almost like absent role,
Mhm.
I know that Paimon was after the male body, so I saw him like coming through Annie. She had the lineage, so he
Yeah.
had to get through her, and I think the father was just like a forgotten person. So maybe that's why he wasn't here. The clicking and like nothing supernatural was happening to him. So that's how I ingested his character. But I agree 100% with you. Like he's just kind of like useless. Like he's a psychiatrist and he's doing nothing to aid his family through this obviously difficult time. He's just like he's telling people to be quiet instead of like talking to them about how to like
Yeah.
positively
Let's share our
express
feelings.
themselves. Exactly. So it's like, what kind of shitty psychiatrist are you, dude? But so I totally get what you're saying about him.
Telling people to shut up.
I think my favorite part of that when like the cemetery called him and he was like desecrated. It's only been a week. Like, is there a time frame
Yeah.
that we desecrate like graves?
He
Like,
hasn't heard of
what
this
is
early.
happening?
Yeah. 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
gotta
I
do
guess,
that guideline.
I guess we should ask Alan Ormsby. about
Alan
it.
Ormsby.
And
We know you're listening.
yeah, Alan Ormsby.
We know you're listening, Alan.
Erica, for
What's the acceptable
yeah,
timeline?
I was like, I figured we better explain this. So we just covered children shouldn't play with dead things. And
Oh God.
have you seen it before?
Yeah.
Okay, so so there you go. They go desecrate a body and things go awry.
Yes.
And we're all hopeful that Alan Ormsby is listening to the podcast because he lives in Florida somewhere. We're pretty sure. Maybe even Clearwater. We don't know.
Alan Ormsby.
I love it. Erica, did you have any other cons you wanted to talk about before we go, Kelly?
I mean, I think that was like.
It was good.
I think that was kind of it.
I got to
like,
be
for the
honest.
most part.
I was nervous that this section was going to be meatless, so I'm glad that you came through with some stuff because I was struggling. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I can
But-
understand the struggle. Like
Yeah.
I can understand it because I was like, because some people, everybody's got a different opinion, and like, well, I enjoyed a lot of aspects of it. Like, other people that watched it with me may not have so much. So I was just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Shelly, what
I'm
about
ready.
you?
I'm ready. I wanted more about Paimon. And I wanted to know more why the grandma and all the followers were wanting to reincarnate Paimon. Whose main, if you read up on Paimon, he's one of Lucifer's most devout followers.
Yes.
But he controls the earth and wind and water.
Depending on what book you're reading, there's tons of different books. Yes.
So I didn't quite understand why you'd want to reincarnate the god of mischief, or Loki, I guess. I don't know.
Loki. Yeah.
Because that's
Maybe they just needed some spice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I didn't quite understand, and we got like those photo albums with the pictures of the group having parties. It looked like maybe the grandmother married Paimon at some point. I don't know what quite was going on. I kind of wanted more of the cult aspect of it. Why are we trying to reincarnate Paimon? And you get a good chunk of it in the last 5 minutes. And, Joan has her little speech at the end. But I still am like,
good old Joan.
okay, cool. Like, you've moved Charlie into Peter's body, and now he's Paimon?
Paimon.
Okay, what do you do now?
Right.
What happens? What's the end goal here?
He rules the world and they get all the riches because they summoned him.
Reaping the benefits.
Yeah, they reap the benefits,
I
sweet
guess.
benefits. I
So,
guess.
I suppose. And my other con is, as much as they pushed the boundaries with killing Charlie in the first 10 minutes. I would love more Charlie. You know, she's one of my faves.
Untapped.
So
Yeah. I get that.
yeah.
It was nice to see her physically pop up again.
Yeah. At least be like, it wasn't for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for nothing.
Perfect.
So those are my cons.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna jump on mine, and I have none. I have no cons. I'm sorry, but Shelley, to what you said, that is something I didn't think of, but a little bit more with the cult stuff and their relation to Paimon would have been fantastic. So, yeah, that's a great point, and after I did my list, I agree with you. So, I'm gonna plagiarize. I'm gonna plagiarize
There you go.
and
You
take
can
yours.
steal it.
There
That's
you
fine.
go. All right. So next, we're moving on into characters. Erica, what was your thought on characters, favorites, anyone you hated?
I was good that Charlie died in the first 10 minutes. Like, not gonna lie, I was like, this kid, okay, like let's okay. First of all, neither kids look like anything like their parents whatsoever. Because I was like, sometimes like when you look at casting, they'll try to get close,
Yeah.
and I was like, the hell happened here? Like they didn't even try. They were just like, this kid'll work and this kid'll work, and that was it. So she had her little moments of like, all right, clearly she doesn't like to talk. Grandma was clearly her clutch based upon the brief moment that mom kind of mentions it with her. So I was okay with her like fucking out early. Again, loved Annie. She just her progression, her slow descent into almost madness in a way was beautifully done. Especially like, with her sneaking off to go to the movies, quote unquote.
Yeah, constantly going to the
like
movies.
yeah, like why would you not just tell your husband, look, man, I'm going to group because I'm a bag of shit right now and I need some help. Like just be honest about it. Because I feel like that also kind of like portrayed that they didn't really have the loving marriage, right? That kind of solidified that because I feel like had they had that, then she wouldn't be lying about sneaking off to the meetings. Or was she really sneaking off to like desecrate mom's grave? Like, let's
Who
be
knows?
honest. At this
Yeah.
point, like, was she helping? Because you don't know. And she would wake up sleepwalking, so maybe she slept walk herself down to the
Exactly.
cemetery and dug up mom and threw her in the attic. And they alluded to that too with like Peter, and he's like, when he steps in the house, he's like, "What's that smell?"
Yeah,
And I was
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
and then they just ignore it, and I'm like, wow, that's a way to dismiss that,
I
but
know.
way to bring it back around. Because if my kid's like something smells, I'm gonna be like,
Zero
let's see if we can-
investigation.
let's yeah. They were just like, it's fine. Steve, again, like he felt more like a side character that was just kind of thrown in because they needed a rounded out family, which I mean, other than like picking Peter up, I feel like he didn't really have a purpose. Even like the school friends were kind of like it felt like they added cast just to have cast.
Yeah, they
With
needed
the school friends,
some
if that
smoke
makes
buddies.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was okay. Peter did okay. He was not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed him in other roles, maybe not as much this one, but I feel like for what he had, it was good. Like the disconnect you saw in him.
Yeah.
Like the initial, like, oh great, I gotta take sis to a party, to like, oh, I just accidentally decapitated her in the car. Let me just sit here for a minute and kind of collect myself and then just go home like nothing's wrong and go to bed. And then like it never, and that's the thing that killed me, is it never got talked about either. So
Yeah.
like, it shows truly that the family was dysfunctional. So like Tony for me was the standout in the film because of that range, and her emotional rise and fall. I know I went off on a totally different tangent, so I
No, it's good.
apologize.
Tangents away.
But yeah, she never disappoints me in
Yeah.
anything that I've seen her in. So it was nice to see her. I will say her like cry face, bless this woman. And listen, my cry face is not pretty, but damn, she's got an ugly cry face.
Yeah, I
It
know,
is.
right?
I'm like, woman, like, wow, like her features are so sharp that when she does her, like her full blown sobbing and losing it, you're just like, damn, you're rough.
Yeah.
I also have a rough cry face, so I can say that because I am also an ugly crier, so I get it. But I love the fact that she's not afraid to show that, because I feel like some actors are like, I don't want to get that raw, and she does, and it's phenomenal, and I love that about her.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like her facial work in this was also breathtaking.
So good.
Everything was so good.
Yeah, her expressions were just sold like sold everything, like even from her flipping through the photo album to just sitting there in the stress of her like working on the miniatures, you know. It was just, yeah, she was a standout for me, clearly.
Yeah.
What
Shelly.
about you?
Yes. Okay. I really think Annie and Peter carry this film. It's all about their relationship. I think they've been struggling with grief ever since she quote unquote tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think there has been a disconnect between Annie and Peter since he was conceived, it seems.
Yeah.
And especially since when whatever happened between them, I think ruined Grandma's plans with Paimon. And that's why Charlie became her favorite. So I think the group knew from the beginning that Charlie was the true descendant of Paimon. But they needed a male host body, which they never had. And, you know, they eventually used Peter's. But at the same time, I think from conception, Annie and Peter had this grief and struggle between them. So building on what they were experiencing, I mean, this movie is about Annie and Peter and their relationship. That's why I think the dad kind of drifts off into the space. It's not a big deal that we killed Charlie, because it's really all about Annie's role in Peter's demise. And in the end, she becomes so possessed by these spiritual Paimon things that are happening that it kills Peter, essentially, so to allow Charlie to enter his body. So I think between the two of them, like I said, I think they're Oscar-worthy performances. I think even Alex could have gotten an award for the work he put in on this movie. So, yep. I just think it creates a amazing dynamic, and I really love both of them.
Yeah. They
No
definitely,
negatives on anyone, but yeah, like,
but they carried.
yeah.
I mean this
Yeah.
this was a heavy movie to carry, but they both together carried it very well. I think I'll jump in with Annie first, but she was the most interesting character in this movie. I mean, she was dealing with her psychological issues, which you saw during the the grief therapy at the school
Yeah.
and all that. But that was also a great moment because we got the background on her family's like tragic mental health past, and it set us up for like what we were about to witness throughout the rest of this film. So, she also served as like this unreliable character because of her mental breaks. And, you know, we didn't know if something was legit or if she was just having like a psychotic illusion. So we got plenty of that. And I always love that when a movie has a character who we can't trust. So she just gave us a ton of beautiful memories in this movie. So I love Annie. Steve, I mean, I think we're all on the same page. For a psychiatrist, he was useless. But I will say I did really enjoy his death. I thought it was great.
Yes.
So I guess for that, Steve served a great purpose for me. So good job, Steve, on being set on fire. And then, yeah, there you go. There's one mark for Steve and 20,000 for Annie. But for Peter, I don't know. This may be fucked up a little bit, but my heart broke for him in the accident.
Yeah.
Because Alex Wolff did such an amazing job, because you saw in his eyes just the disbelief and the denial. The denial so much the fact like he even muttered to himself, okay. And like he took a breath, like
Yeah.
it didn't happen. And then he drove home. And like, you know, I talked about that scene with Annie's wailing through it, but also like it was kicked off on just Alex's 1,000-yard stare, just him being lost and having to listen to his mother stumble upon his sister's decapitated body inside the car. So he just like Annie gave us a great moment. I felt for him. My heart was broken for him, and obviously there was big plans for good old Peter. So
Yeah.
time was coming.
I will say, like, that was heartbreaking, but then the other heartbreaking moment was Annie's confession of, like, I tried to murder you before you
Oh,
were born.
yes.
When you were in my womb, I did everything they told me not to. I was like, damn, that's some cold-blooded shit. Like, could you imagine? Like, that had to, like, and then you saw him kind of like breaking further too. Like, he
Yeah.
was already broke in that moment when he realized, like, okay, like, she's gone. Like,
Yeah.
I unalived my sister. Like, what the fuck? And the stare. And then mom comes in and just hammers it in, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, yeah, that was just looking back at it. Like, he pulled off some really good points of seeing that character, like, break on two different levels.
To your point, I mean, I keep adding pros to my list, but that dialogue she does have with him about like, I never wanted to be your mother, like that's such a crazy moment, and like it turned out to be a part of her nightmare with the ants on his face and all that stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
it was such a great dialogue moment, and it showed like, you know, these dark inner thoughts that she wasn't expressing to him in real life, but in this dream she was just like blunt with it, and which, you know, for us as a viewers, it didn't feel like a break because like we could see that conversation happening because she was having these issues of holding her feelings back and then like letting them out maybe in a very aggressive manner. You know, I totally could have seen that happening in real life, but no, it was just this nightmare she was having. But that was another great moment, another great dialogue moment in this movie. The only other thing I have on characters, I'll jump back into the to the format. We've been on a lot of great tangents though, so this is all this is
fun.
all great. But my thoughts on Charlie, I think though she wasn't with us long. She packed a punch. The thing I think I enjoyed the most about her relationship with her grandma, we got filled in about it like after her death, like post-mortem, but we also got that like weird miniature shot that Annie made, and it had Grandma Ellen's like it looked like she was breastfeeding baby Charlie while Annie was just standing on the side of the bed. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, so maybe that's why she has that weird click, like that little tongue click that she does. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, that might be a physical representation of Grandma having her hooks in her and her like being this host body for Paimon. So with her like kind of off-kiltered performance, I felt like Charlie was aware of her fate and what lied around the corner for her, because she seemed distant and in her own thoughts, and she was never really engaged in anything. So I felt like there was something in her that knew like things are going
It's coming.
downhill. So it was, I love that aspect of her character that kind of, you know, popped out at me. And I think the characters in this were all great. So I was a fan. You ready to move on?
Ready.
Let's do dialogue. What do you got for dialogue?
Any
there,
favorite
Erica?
quotes or
Yeah, quotes or whatever.
Mom's whole like tearing into Peter, man, when
Yeah.
they were sitting at that dinner. That one sticks with me, I think, the most is when she just kind of lays it on to him of like, you know, you didn't even apologize. Like, you didn't even say, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I messed up. And I think that alone kind of spoke to a lot of her,
Yes,
you know, as
exactly.
well. So that was a good one. Trying to think, there was another one that was really good. Like I said, the whole
Yeah.
like it's only been a week when they desecrated the grave. Like,
Yeah.
I laughed way too hard at that. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. Like, again,
What a
is there a
response.
time
It's only
period
been a
where,
week.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's how you respond to it, not like, oh my god, who would do such a thing? I can't believe this. So it's only been a week, guys. It's only been a week. You can't, you know, there's no timetable. So I think like those were probably my most, like I said, the first part of it wasn't so much as like a single quote. It was her entire, you know, spiel
Yeah.
to
And
Peter. And then
and she caps it off with, I mean, screaming that no one can take blame, which is, you know, to what you said, absolutely something that her and Peter share, because both of them just, they can't admit up to what they've done wrong.
yeah.
Great work. A plus. All right, Shelly, what do you have for dialogue?
So, kind of along the same line, I wrote down the speech between Annie and Peter when she's either sleepwalking or in the state
Yeah,
where
it's one of
she
those.
admits that she didn't want to be a mother. But so Annie says, I never wanted to be your mother. And Peter says, why? Annie, I was scared. I didn't feel like a mother, but she pressured me. Peter, then why did you have me? Annie, it wasn't my fault. I tried to stop it. Peter, how? Annie, I tried to have a miscarriage. Peter, how? Annie, however I could. I did everything they told me not to do, but it didn't work. I'm happy it didn't work. Peter, you tried to kill me. Annie, no, I love you. Peter says, why did you try to kill me? And Annie says, I didn't. I was trying to save you. And in that moment, I was like, does Annie know more about the Paimon cult than we think she knows? But I think
I didn't even think about that till right now.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then the other thing I have is she knew her mom had ulterior motives with her having kids. And I think that's why she was like, and she knows the history of mental health illness in her family. So maybe she was thinking, if I have a kid, I'm going to pass this mental illness history to my child, or did she know more? It could go either way. You can interpret it however you want. Yeah. But I love that conversation, and I love at the end where she's like, I was trying to save you.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked.
But even
that whole conversation
with Peter and her mother, she kept her mother away from Peter. I mean, her mother, I think I don't know if it was no contact during that period, but she wasn't back in their lives until
and that's why
poor Charlie was born.
Peter couldn't be Paimon because Grandma didn't have.
She couldn't get him.
Which does
his
explain
hooks in him.
Yep.
Which does explain why she didn't recognize all the faces that were in the funeral.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. An estranged mother who was running a cult for Paimon.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, good job, Mom.
Yeah. Well, she succeeded. I mean, she gets an A++, so good for you, Ellen. Anything else, Shelley, you want to?
No, that was it. That's my lines. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because I really enjoyed quote-unquote written dialogue, but it was the note to Annie from her mother that she found in the book, the notes of spiritualism, something like that. The book that she found in her mother's box. But the note said, "My darling, dear, beautiful Annie, forgive me all the things I could not tell you. Please don't hate me and try not to despair your losses. You will see in the end that they were worth it. Our sacrifices will pale next to our rewards. Love, Mommy." And just so you guys know, that is my impression of Ellen. She speaks exactly. She sounds like me. So I get an A++. Everyone's getting grades.
Good job.
We're all
Good job, Derek.
We're all getting graded.
Congratulations.
On this. But what I liked about the note, I thought it was extremely creepy. It was a creepy note to leave your daughter, but it was also kind of ambiguous, and it started this twist of events that were about to transpire for the family. So right after that is when we get the vision of Mom standing in the room. So I really enjoyed, and that kind of kicked off all the crazy supernatural stuff we were about to see. All right, so let's move in on her favorite kills and scares. Erica, please take it away first.
We know her favorite kill.
Yes, let's hear it.
She wants children to die.
I do.
Go into detail. I want every feeling you have.
Charlie's was so good.
I know.
Like,
I want you to tell us how you felt when you saw the miniature version of Charlie's death.
Yes.
Oh my God. So listen. Okay. So when you get to the scene in the film where he's driving, he's trying to get her to the hospital. Also, first of all, kid, why the hell are you not calling 911? Like,
and also, if you have an extreme nut allergy, why didn't you go, hey, does this cake have nuts?
Or have an EpiPen on you?
Yeah.
If you're
Did you
definitely
have
She
allergic,
checked a chocolate bar earlier in the movie, so it's not like she doesn't know.
I know, this is true.
Right. Like she knows,
by the way,
she
that
knows
was
damn well.
That was an obscene amount of nuts that girl was chopping up in the kitchen.
And who puts walnuts in chocolate cake anyways?
Yeah, who's ruining cake by
so
putting
nuts in it?
So I get
if Charlie didn't ask, but still.
I can understand
high school kids, that's who.
Yeah, dumb high school kids.
High school kids.
They were doing drugs, so they're making dumb decisions.
Yeah, I mean, look, munchies, I get it, kids. But so that whole thing was like, wow, dude, really? And then, of course, the animal on the road and the swerve, and then the quick shot of the pole, and I was like, are they gonna chop her head off? Like, I got this little giggle, like, are we doing this? And then it happened, and I was just like, oh, okay. So of course I laughed hysterically. Yeah. And then when you fast forward and you see Mom recreating the scene, and Dad walks in and he's just like, what are you doing? Like, that to me was the most emotion that man showed in the entire film.
It's true, yeah.
And rightfully so. So, I mean, to see it recreated in small doll form was also
Adorable.
was also adorable and hilarious.
Yeah.
But also, second favorite is Annie trying to cut her own head off.
So
Yes.
fun.
The
The
best.
sawing back and forth was like, it was so visceral and just very like cringy in a way.
It was
Like
tough to watch. Yeah.
Especially
I mean,
because
it was
her
great. I
eyes
was
were like, I'm doing this.
Exactly. So
She had this
intense.
intention. She was like, yeah, watch
Well, I
me
mean,
saw my head
I
off.
will say I was slightly disappointed in the fact that like it didn't come all the way off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also I feel like you probably couldn't like fully saw through your head if that's what your intentions were. However, she was possessed, so in that moment I feel like she should have gone all the way with it. So I was a little disappointed, but it was such a great scene for him to look up and see her just like going to town trying to take her head off.
It's just hard to replicate Toni Collette's head. It's just too difficult for the effects department.
The facial
Yeah, you
emotions.
can't recreate it. It's one of a kind.
And
Not
I mean,
even with
so
plaster.
Yeah.
those were definitely my two
Yes.
favorites. They were just great. Good. And the ants on her head, the ants on Charlie's head.
Yeah.
I was like
When they do the
okay.
shot of the head with just covered in ants. Yeah.
It was so good. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is beautiful. Like, just beautifully done.
There is something with Ari Aster just giving us the most brutal moments in the Sunshine. Because Midsummer, we get some crazy stuff in the Sunshine too, and you're like, Jesus. I mean, we're catching every part of this because the sun it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Good Lord.
It goes to show you that scary and horrific things don't just happen at night.
It's very
They
true.
also happen during the day.
Yep.
And I think that's what works so well with Midsommar.
Yeah. Nice. You said it really good. Midsommar.
Midsommar.
We're overemphasizing some part of it, but you said it nice. Midsommar.
Midsummer.
Yeah. All right, Shelly, what about kills or scares?
Yeah, I really enjoy Steve's because it's kind of a kill and a scare.
Yeah.
You think in this moment they're having this really like intense conversation, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna end this," and you think. Maybe she is there. Maybe she isn't like as crazy as you think. She's gonna light those notebook on fire. Steve's kind of like, over it at that point. He's like, don't worry about it. And then suddenly, before you know it, she lights a match, and now Steve is on fire.
Oh,
and you're just like, what? Like they do the good old switcheroo on you, and Steve's lit in flames, and it's this great imagery of Toni Collette just standing there screaming as Steve burns in flame, and then they just leave the body there all lit and charred for poor Peter to see
to just happen upon.
So I really love the imagery of that image is used everywhere to explain this film for some reason.
Yeah, you see it a lot.
But the scene in itself, I think is just really intense, really good. And then you think, okay, I don't expect anyone to be lit on fire at that point. We've discussed it. People have been doused in lighter fluid throughout the film.
Movie,
so it's not, out of the picture. But, you just don't, especially during the first watch, you just don't expect it. So I really like that one.
Even in that.
I really enjoy it.
No, that was a great kill. Even in that moment when she just has that horrific look on her face while her dear Steve is perishing in flames. There's that moment when
does she really care?
Well, she gets that little orb, that little light shines on her, and it's like possession time.
It's
Charlie, and her face just goes non-responsive, and like again, Toni Collette
gets flipped.
Yeah, Toni Collette with just like on a dime turning it like that, and going from one range to the other, or one point of the range to the other is just a masterclass. But that was a fantastic kill. Let me. So
yeah, we want to know your favorite kills. Scare.
So I think all the kills of the family members were pretty on point, and we pretty much touched on them all right now. But I'll go with my favorite scare, which is like the last 15 minutes of this movie. I mean, it kicks off with Steve being set on fire, but like the whole time things are just, they keep getting worse, because then we get Annie like taking the piano wire and sawing through her head, and we get her like decapitated body floating up to the treehouse, and just all these naked, creepy people standing outside watching him walk over. It was just like very unsettling, and it lasted for, like I said, like 15 minutes, and it was fantastic, and it was a great way to cap off this film at the end, was just to have, like, we've been building to this moment, and I think the conclusion matched the energy of what we were getting, so it was a great cap off, and yeah, that was my favorite scare, I would say, but also all the kills were fantastic too. I wrote a ton of stuff down, but we already hit all that stuff, so we don't need to be beating dead horse. So yeah, that takes us through all of that. So next up we have Final Cut, and this is where I tell the ending of the film, and we discuss and give our ratings of 1 to 5 stabs. 1 stab, no redeeming value. 2 stabs, bad. 3 stabs, mediocre. 4 stabs, good. 5 stabs, masterpiece. While Peter's outside his school, Joan appears across the street and attempts to expel his spirit from his body for payment. In class, Peter is taken over by an unseen force and slams his head against his desk, breaking his nose. Annie informs Steve of her ties to Charlie's sketchbook and begs him to burn it, as she cannot bring herself to do it. When he refuses, Annie, believing he has gone insane, snatches the book from him and flings it into the fire, only for Steve to burst into flames instead. Annie watches in horror, but her expression grows blank as she is taken over by the same glowing orb that possessed Peter earlier. A naked coven members gather both inside and around the house. Peter awakes after dark and finds his father charred corpse, then quickly notices one of the coven members in a nearby doorway. A now possessed Annie, who is clinging to an upper wall, chases him through the house. He attempts to hide in the attic. Annie follows him, then beheads herself with a length of piano wire. Horrified, Peter jumps out of the attic window and falls, losing consciousness. A glowing orb enters his body and he awakes. He follows Annie's floating headless corpse into Charlie's treehouse, where Joan and other members of the coven, as well as the headless corpse of Peter's mother and grandmother, are worshipping a mannequin with Charlie's crowned, severed head. Joan removes the crown and places it on Peter's head, addressing him as Charlie. She then proclaims Charlie as Paimon, the coven having corrected his female body and given him his preferred male host. The coven then hails Peter as King Paimon as he silently looks on. The end. So, how did everyone feel about the ending?
You know what we didn't discuss is how Joan showed up outside the school and was like, "I release you, Peter."
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I think that was the final nail in the coffin. I think
For Peter to die?
Yeah, I think she was readying
Sweet
his body.
Peter.
She was readying his body of his human soul, getting that pulled out of him, releasing him of that, so he was now void of it and could be taken over by Paimon. That's how that's how I interpreted it. Who knows?
Yeah.
By the way, Joan, she had an awesome floor mat. Joni, yeah, which it seems I would like to resurrect Ellen so she can make me one.
How do we not know? Like, how did Tony Collette or what Annie not know? My mom made the same things.
Yeah, she's like, my mom made. She's like, oh, that's interesting. Completely blows it off. Yeah, she's like, oh, that's weird.
I mean, she connected it like way too late. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she was a little slow.
She
in
was
those departments.
But I felt like when Peter jumped out the window, I felt like that was his death.
Yeah.
Like that was his true death. Of now he was done. Like he had shuffled that mortal coil. Heyman slid in there and was like, "This is comfy." And that was kind of like, that was kind of where that went. But I also feel like seeing it for the first time and going into it, like, and discussing it with you guys, I've gained a better understanding of some of the things, because the first time you watch it, like, there's a lot of stuff that, like, you don't notice the details of. So although talking through the ending now, it makes more sense. Initially, I was just like, well, that was something I watched. So it wasn't meant to say that like it was trash. It was meant to say like, I need to give it, like, for me, I need to give it a second or maybe even a third watch to kind of get that better understanding of why, like, but also why was everybody headless? Like, why were the bodies
there was something
headless?
There's something with the females in this family, because grandma was headless, Charlie was headless,
Mom was
and then
headless.
mom also took her
Yeah.
head. So I don't know. that's the thing I think with what Shelley said, maybe more about Paimon and the cult, because that was like an aspect of it that wasn't explained, or like nothing was even nodded to it. It's just none of the females got to keep their heads. This is what's going on. So
Yeah, so I think
but yeah,
that's where
I got nothing for you. I've watched it a fucking bunch, and I got nothing for you.
that's what I was like. I do want to sit, like, I don't want to give it a rating because I feel like I do need to watch it again to give it that second, because I feel like if I rate it now, I don't think it's going to be fair to the film
Okay.
in a way, because like I said, it didn't, there were aspects of it that I think, again, Tony Collette, phenomenal, like hands down fantastic.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been a little shorter, but
It was a long one.
I
Yeah.
also feel like there were certain aspects that should have been explained, that instead of focusing on like the dolls and the miniatures, I don't know, maybe explain some of the weird culty shit. Like
Yeah.
not 100%, but just a little bit more information would have been good. So like I said, I feel like I need to give it another watch in order to give it a proper rating.
Yeah. Did you only watch this once then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You catch on to
I
more
did.
things
Yeah,
the
and
more
to
you
be
watch it.
and to be fair, I've watched it numerous times, and like I'm still
See something new every time.
I'm still
Catching.
catching little breadcrumbs that
Yeah.
allude to something. So like I said earlier in this episode, an hour and 20 minutes ago. But we yeah, there were like different moments that I caught that like alluded to something else and maybe like shined a light. But you know, to your point, with the headless thing, like no, there's zero stuff in this movie about why this is happening. So, you know, it's not without its faults for whoever's watching it, for whatever reason they find something that's, you know, not up to snuff or whatever for them. If I think your feelings are warranted, even if it's just a first watch. I mean, you know, how you took it in with fresh eyes. This is how you feel. So, I think whatever, you know, if you feel like rating it, it's more than fair, whatever it is.
I mean, I would probably give it a solid 3 on a first watch.
Yeah.
Even like a 3.5 solely for Toni Collette's performance. But again, it's that I could see it changing. Like I could see that rating changing with an additional watch. And I was like that with Midsummer as well. Like the first time I saw it, I was just like, what the hell? And then I went back and I watched it again and I was like, okay, so this makes a little more sense. And then I enjoyed it like on that second watch a little more. So I feel like this is one of those films where it's good on the first watch, but I feel like it would get better with the additional watch as well. And,
Yeah.
and to your point, like you guys, you catch more things.
Yeah,
and
there
I
was something
feel
that happened
like-
this time that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that before. I didn't connect that before. But I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah.
And I love films like that because it gives that rewatch value. And a series like that too, like Haunting of Hill House was like that. Like you
Yeah.
watch the first time and you're like, great, and then you go back and you watch it multiple times and you discover so much more.
love
So
that
I feel
series.
like with this,
Yeah.
it's like the same way with all the nods to the cult aspects. And I kind of wish they had Mom's mental break a little more. Like
Yeah.
I kind of wish they kind of delved more into the mental aspect of things, but I'm pretty sure like that all stemmed from the cults.
Yeah. We've watched movies before where I've had to instantly jump back in because there was so much going on, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of like analogies or like metaphors and like stuff that I had to catch on to. So like our first season we covered Mother, and it's references to the Bible, and it's alluded to a lot of biblical things and themes, and instantly like you caught on pretty quick what the movie was referencing. But as soon as you finished it, you're like, I gotta watch this again. Like I don't know where I sit. I'm kind of on the fence,
I can tell you,
but I gotta watch it again.
I didn't have that feeling.
Well, I did. As a kid who went to Catholic school, I didn't go to Catholic school, but I went to Sunday school for like a year when I was 8.
Close enough.
Yeah, I knew some of the stuff, so I had to get back into it. But I think that's a sign of a great movie when it gets enough of a hook into you, and you're like, I need to figure out more of this because it's such a puzzle piece. So this movie is definitely a puzzle piece. Like it's not handing you everything on a silver platter.
No, it doesn't, which is great.
Yeah.
Because it does force you to think and to look,
Absolutely.
to analyze it a little bit more.
All right, Shelly, what about you for your stabs and your thoughts on the end?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. My first 5 of the season, I think.
I love it.
I just
Nice.
think it's got a lot. It's got a lot of good. It's got a lot of great. It's got a lot of scares. It has wonderful acting, cinematography, writing, sound, jump scares, deaths. You can watch it again. You'll see something different every time. So
Yeah.
5.
Great.
Nice.
The whole ending of this film was my favorite scare. So, for what the crumbs it gave us throughout the movie led to this point, and for me, it all made sense. And I was more than content with the finishing of this movie. And then, as far as my stabs go, this film is amazing. It's a masterpiece for me, so it's easily also a 5 stab. Is this the first time we've both 5 stabbed something?
Maybe.
Look at us.
Maybe.
We should celebrate by you wearing the shirt.
Look
at this.
I did it. I did
And
it.
I'm wearing a Disneyland Jason shirt. So I don't have a Hereditary shirt.
Well, maybe you
Maybe
should get one.
Creeporama.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor
Should
us.
get one. Creeporama's missing out all this.
I
All this free
know. We
publicity
gotta talk
they're
to them.
getting, Free,
We gotta-
promos.
Free
Come on,
advertising.
guys.
Yeah, we got to talk to them when we see them at Spooky next time.
You give us a shirt.
Yeah,
We advertise you
we talk about you so
No.
much. You have no
for
idea.
our 100 followers.
Maybe
Very
they know
true.
when they're just like
Playing coy.
we're just gonna play coy.
We're gonna let them
Yeah,
come
yeah.
to us.
Yeah, they got to come to us. All right, so let's move on into our next segment, which is Voices from Beyond. And that's where we share your guys' thoughts on the movie. So, Shelly, take it away.
It's me. It's
your
my
turn.
time.
It's your toin.
I did it.
It's your sweet toin.
Okay. Thank you as always for your comments and sharing.
Yeah, as always.
As always. Okay. Brian M said, if it was streaming somewhere, I'd give it a watch. Hopefully I'll be back to contribute for the next episode. I offered you the $5, Brian. You could have watched
You
it.
could have done it.
Roger R said, I love this movie. I know it's a hit or miss with people, but it's just so good. 5 stabs. Quinlan D said, it's a masterpiece of horror. The acting is elite. Alex Wolff deserved an Oscar nomination, and Toni Collette is the largest Oscar snub in the history of the awards. Beyond that, this film manages to shock and frighten in ways that leave you unsettled long after the credits have rolled. The composition of the story is especially genius because we work our way from real-life horror and tragedy, allergic reaction, and vehicle trauma to supernatural horror, starting with things we can relate to in our own existence makes the more fantastical elements feel more tangible. I recommend this movie to anyone who enjoys great drama and great horror, but I always warn them that they'll feel terrible afterwards.
Yes.
Matt F. said, absolutely love this movie. My daughter tried to get me to watch this for a long time, and when I finally did, I was blown away. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Mike M. said, I liked this movie the first time, but when I watched it again, I liked it even more. I was able to catch more things the second time around. Ray on Instagram said, Hereditary is one of my favorites and never get tired of watching it. The story kept me engaged from start to finish. It has some great kills scenes along with a famous head versus light pole scene. 5 stabs would definitely recommend. And then our friends over at Horror Flicks and Guitar Picks said, Hereditary is a perfect film in my opinion. From the sound design to the storytelling, every aspect of this film is important to driving the narrative forward. Ari Aster might have the greatest debut film of all time. 10 out of 10.
Beautiful.
And that's our Voices from
He
Beyond.
gave it extra stabs.
10s, yeah.
He bumped it up to 10. Good for
We
you.
only do 5.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, Tim.
Overachieving.
Yeah. He's just really murdering that decapitated head in the road, stabbing it 10 times. Good lord. It didn't go through enough. Rude.
It did not.
That was rude.
That was pretty. Again, rude.
Rude.
All right, so next up we have Loose Ends. And this is if we have any last thoughts we want to say in the film or if we have any interesting facts. Erica, did you have anything you wanted to share?
I mean, it's definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it.
Mhm.
And if you've been kind of waiting or on the fence about watching, definitely give it a go. Don't do like a half-ass watch. Like, don't sit on your phone
Yeah, you can't.
and play games while you're watching it because, yeah, you really can't. You
Yeah.
kind of have to pay attention, even in the beginning where it kind of drags a little bit. It doesn't drag horribly.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, let's get some action happening. So even
Oh,
up
we get
until
some.
that, like, Like,
Yeah.
pay attention to what's going on, because it's going to help you to understand that family dynamic and who, your strong characters are and why. So it's definitely a film. I think that a lot of people that I know really, really enjoy it and really liked it. I'm definitely going to give it a rewatch. So I would suggest to watch it at least twice,
Yeah.
just to kind of take everything in the first go round, and then the second go round, maybe that'll help things to kind of click into place more.
Yeah.
So yeah, but good. I mean, overall, it was a good film. I've seen worse.
Oh yeah. We have.
Same.
I've much, much worse.
But that is to your point. That is you hit the nail on the head, because this is not a movie that you can half-ass. Like, if you aren't paying attention, you're gonna jump in at a random point and just be completely lost. So you need to put your phone away, sit up straight, pay attention. So Shelly, did you have anything you want to?
No, I usually don't do any of the fun fact shit.
I got some fun fact shit for you. I got all your fun fact shit.
Thanks.
See, we can cuss in this podcast.
Fun facts.
Pick up our slack. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
All right, so some loose ends I have. Ari Aster liked Utah for the film because he thought its mountains are beautiful and breathtaking, but also menacing and ominous. Interior shots for the film were also done in Utah at the Utah Film Studios in Park City, Utah. So watching this, I was curious where it was filmed, and spending some time this summer in Utah, I was like, I recognize this place. I bet it's Utah. And boom, I was right. Thank you, IMBD. Interesting
So
facts.
smart.
I'm the smartest boy in this room.
Okay.
I'm also the only boy in this room.
So
I
I
was
guess
gonna
you
say.
can
There you
have
go.
that accolade.
I guess I should have explained and given context to my accolade to myself. Around the 14-minute mark, Peter's first seen in the school, the words "escaping fate" is on the chalkboard with a teacher discussing it. This is a reference to 1978's Halloween, where the main character discusses the same thing in class. Appropriately, the movie was released on the same day as the trailer for Halloween 2018. So it's got some slight connections to the Halloween franchise, alluding to it and then being released on the same day as the 2018. What was it? That's not the Rob Zombie one. No, the what's the fucking guy who Evil Dies Tonight? What was that dude who did the last group?
Jesus.
Oh, I don't know.
He butchered it.
I have no idea.
He started so great, and then he fucking drove it right off a cliff.
That's the best drinking game, by the way. Just saying.
Evil Dies Tonight?
Evil Dies Tonight.
I'm not gonna last long at all. It's killing me that I can't remember his name. But regardless, moving on. Toni Collette has called Ari Aster the most prepared director she's ever worked with. She praised him for practically having the full movie already shot and edited in his head 2 years before the film started. So I think his final product shows that he was well prepared and he had a definite vision for this movie. So Toni Collette just giving him a little love there. Composer Colin. His name is Colin, not Caller. But Colin Stetson found inspiration for the score through the sounds of water and animals while walking around in pitch black night. And one of the times I watched this film, I actually rented it on my phone because I was away from my house and I didn't have access to a DVD player. So I did rent it, and I had my headphones on, so I really captured all the pitter patter that was going on, especially in the beginning scenes, and like it was there constant for a little bit, and it was like ramping up when we got to the car driving scene with the light pole. So I really wish that I would have seen this movie in the theaters, because obviously you get the surround sound in the theaters and you catch all that stuff, and on it big screen it's amazing. So I wish I had a time machine so I could go back to 2018 and check this out in theaters, because it was the sound was absolutely exactly what this movie needed when I was listening and watching on my phone and I had AirPods in. So
I mean, they're re-releasing stuff in theaters, so you never know.
I know, that's true, and especially around Halloween time we get a lot of re-releases. So I think you're right. I think it will happen. You just gotta buy my time.
May come true.
They may
Someone may
come true.
listen to our podcast and be like, "We need to re-release that film."
Yeah, A24. I know you're listening. All of you at A24 are listening.
Alan Ormsby.
Alan Ormsby. We want a double feature. Well, we'll probably come late to that double feature and just check out Hereditary.
Sorry, Alan.
All right, so my last interesting fact is in 2018, the trailer for Hereditary played before a PG-rated film, Peter Rabbit. It was in a cinema in Western Australia, and according to a report in the Sydney Morning Herald, Hereditary preview was accidentally shown to a family audiences and created a small panic in the theater. The theater was apparently full of families, including at least 40 children. So the trailer that we posted on our socials, a bunch of small children saw that pretty disturbing trailer. We got a lot of moments like Toni Collette was smashing her head into the ceiling continuously.
So good.
That's a little spooky for the kids. But yeah, I hope they
Put some
enjoyed.
hair on their chest.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Rabbit. One
Same
degree.
difference.
Peter Rabbit 1 degree away from Toni
Same
Collette.
thing.
Toni Collette.
Same thing.
All right, so those are all the interesting facts I have. And
I have one.
Oh, please do.
I have one. So, allegedly, I don't know if this is true, but I did read that Astro's vision for Hereditary was inspired by Carrie and Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, I definitely Rosemary's Baby. I could see
Yeah.
that for sure. Carrie with
I
the
don't
mental
really see-
the mental health issues with family and being passed down. So yeah, that makes total sense. Did you read that on the internets?
I did.
Nice. I know
I
you
looked
also
it up on
talk
the
to people in
Googles.
real life, so I don't know if you heard it through the grapevine or if you're on the interwebs.
Nah, that was Google.
Nice. Thanks, Google. Google, sponsor us.
Shout out Google sponsor.
Yeah, we'll tag you in all our posts. Google.
I don't
Use
like
it.
Google. I don't like Google.
All right,
Sorry,
so
Google.
that brings us to the end of talking about Hereditary, but not for the last time. I'm sure we'll speak of Hereditary down the
Again.
road. But now is the time for us to replace Hereditary on the wheel.
I need the bag.
I was just going to say, where'd the bag go?
It's behind you.
It's behind me. I got to get my bag. Hey, bag. Hey, it's a bag.
Oh, yeah.
Could have handed it to you a little
Hey,
closer
it's
so you didn't have
fine.
to stretch for
It's
it.
fine.
All right, so Shelly is doing her darndest to pick Psycho Gorman
Yeah.
or Deathgasm.
Yeah.
Deathgasm. Yes.
She's really in there. She's digging.
All right.
She's still. You're done now.
I'm ready. I got
You're
it.
done digging.
I got it.
All right. So what are we replacing? Hereditary.
Oh, you bitches! It's Deathgasm.
Deathgasm.
You bitches.
Roger R. He's.
It's just on the wheel. Doesn't mean we're watching.
Yeah, I
it.
know. I know. Where are you at? Hereditary. You were the last film on the list. All right. So we're taking Hereditary off. Goodbye, Hereditary. And we're putting Deathgasm.
Deathgasm. So good.
Sounds like Erica's a fan. Is it?
I love Deathgasm
Is it-
so much.
Does it end in a GASM? Right? Deathgasm.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
might.
It
I
might.
thought you were asking me if the movie ended in a GASM. I'm like, I
It's
don't
like-
know. I've never seen it.
What's that mean? Is that a weird
Stupid.
kink thing? Maybe I don't know. All right.
Maybe.
So
For you and Roger.
hey, we got a lot of kink things. Roger and I.
Gross.
Shout out, Roger R. I know you're listening. Smash that like, Roger, and subscribe. All that stuff. All right. So the 10 movies on our list, well, on the wheel, it's not on the list, it's a wheel, is Zombie, Heart Eyes, House, It, Maniac, Long Legs, Mommy.
Daddy!
There you go. Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. It's a long one. Slay, Battle Royale, and the newly added Deathgasm.
Is that 10 or is that 11?
That's 10. 1, 2,
counted
3,
wrong
4,
then.
5, 6,
Those are some
7,
good
8,
ones.
9, 10. Right? I'm not. There's only one film I haven't seen on this list, and that's House. That's the American version, not the.
Oh, so you've seen the Onyx and the Fortuitous?
Oh shit! I haven't seen the Onyx. I want to. I'm hopeful. All right, so are you guys ready for us to spin the wheel and
Yes.
do the chant?
Ready for the chant.
All right, here we go.
Wheel of death.
Wheel of death. Wheel of death. Wheel of death. Next up, we have the American version House. The American House. That one. The one with the guy from Cheers, Norm. That one. Go watch that one. What year? Shelly, look up the stuff.
going. The one with Norm from Cheers.
Norm.
Didn't someone submit this movie?
No, this is mine.
Oh, it's yours.
Yeah, this is mine.
Oh, about the British doctor? No,
Mm.
not that. That's a series. TV show.
So the movie poster's got like a creepy skeleton hand like pressing a doorbell. That's what,
this?
yes, that's it.
1985.
It's on Tubi
Yeah.
and Plex.
Yep, that's it.
And available to rent and buy. And starring George Wendt from Cheers.
Whoop, whoop. George Wendt. That's exactly it. So it's on Tubi.
1986.
1986 House. I should put the dates on this when there's conflicting movies. These are just, points for myself. No one needs to know this. I'm not putting this out on the podcast.
Stupid.
All right.
So we have House.
We got House next.
Yay!
All right, we're wrapping up this episode. Before we do all that, though, Erica, thank you so much for watching Hereditary and coming on the podcast and recording with us. It was a pleasure, as it was the first time. Please take this moment to share again your socials, anything you got going on. If you want to plug something, your upcoming events, whatever you got going on, please.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, giant thank you to you guys, of course, for having me on. Greatly appreciate it. It's always a blast talking to you guys. And anytime, I have an excuse to watch a horror movie, I'm going to take it. So thank you. I can be followed on all the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, under Horror Happenings with the Dead Girl. This weekend, actually, I am going to be out at the Magic and Mythic Renaissance Festival. It's an indoor Ren fair. So I'll be out there selling event t-shirts. It's going from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that is going to be at the Osceola Heritage Park.
Being at summertime in Florida, it is imperative that things be inside. So
it's inside with air
especially when
conditioning.
Ren Fair, oh my gosh, all the costumes and stuff, it would
There's
not
gonna
last
be-
5 minutes outside.
Yeah.
I would
But there's
tap
going to
out.
be beer and mead and food and performances and all kinds of amazing things. So we'll be out there slinging the official beer steins and t-shirts because why not? So yeah, so that's happening. So if anybody's looking for something to do Saturday, come down and check that out, which I forget what the date is. I don't even know anymore.
Like the 18th and 19th, maybe? No, I don't
Listen,
know.
every day is on fire, and it's just what it is. All right,
The 16th.
there it is.
Of
16th.
Yeah, of August. So that's all I got coming up. And then of course spooky season, Horror Nights is starting up, all the haunts are starting to open up, and October. So we'll be covering all the local haunted houses. So we'll have videos and all kinds of things for that too.
Awesome. We're excited. We will be out at opening weekend of Horror Nights.
Yeah, we're gonna be making a trip out. It's gonna be a blast. So
Excited.
yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I
looks
cannot
like it's
wait.
good,
We're
yeah.
going the premium Scream night.
Oh,
We got
nice.
tickets for that. So
Oh,
I'm very
good.
excited to see how that works.
Are you guys? Are you gonna be filming that night?
We'll be filming. They won't let us film in
Yeah.
the houses that
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
The only, it's Orlando, so you can't film in the houses
Exactly.
unless you're there for media night. But I'll be filming like the
Scare
zones
zones and
and the
stuff.
food
Yes.
and all the
Yeah.
other stuff because like food's all included for that night. So
Yes.
I'll be getting my fill for sure. So we'll be
Nice.
talking about that and just to kind of show. And they're allowing costumes this year
Ooh.
Oh.
for premium Scream night.
Fun.
I'm sure
which
you.
is
I'm
pretty
sure
cool.
you guys have plans too.
Yes, we're trying to put together some comfortable Florida outdoor costumes because man, it's hot and
It's
I am
so hot.
it's gross out.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you wore leggings and
Yeah.
a t-shirt.
I feel like the sun moved in next door. It's like you.
I will
You did not live in
yeah.
this neighborhood before. The hell.
I think we're doing a dodgeball characters.
Nice.
That's smart. It's working smarter, not
That's kind of
harder.
like what we're doing on the Disney cruise. We're going on the Halloween on the high seas,
Yeah.
and we're doing just Legend of the Hidden Temples, khaki shorts and a t-shirt. Like,
Yep.
I
Keep it
love
simple.
that.
yeah. So,
Nice.
So
get
comfy.
that.
All right, so that takes us to the end of the episode. Our next episode drops August 27th. Don't miss out and tune in until the end of the season where we'll be taking all the films we watched and have them battled out in our deathmatch tournament. If you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating and review if you like what we do. You can find us on Facebook and TikTok by searching Little Bracket of Horrors. and on Instagram by typing at Little Bracket of Horrors. We also have merch available at tpublic.com. Just search for our name in their website search bar or pay attention to our socials for a direct link. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Derek.
I'm Shelly.
Erica, say your
Oh,
name.
sorry. I'm Erica.
I love this part because I never clue guests in, and I'm just hoping they just jump in.
I
So
clearly
unfair
failed
of
that
me.
one.
So
It's
unfair.
okay. It's okay.
You did great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good job. All right. And we will catch you on the other side. Gary's in the house. Put the scissors down, psycho. Good Lord.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! The monster has been seen in the hills terrorizing the mountainside. I'm ready! Take your torches and go!
Erica, thank you so much again. I know
Do you want
have-
a little post-credit story really quick?
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't tell you this,
Yes.
but we watched Hereditary Friday night after my dog didn't walk all day. So we're like,
Oh.
let's turn on a movie about grief. That's perfect.
No.
The next morning we woke up and there was a cat had brought us a dead rat
Oh,
half
yes.
eaten
Jesus.
and puke on our front stoop. And literally, I don't know if we were just so upset, but me and my sister couldn't stop going like the
Yeah.
like we were like, and we're like, we can't do it.
Oh my God.
But then we're like, how ominous. You
Right?
watch Hereditary, then something kills a bean and
know.
leaves it on our front porch.
Makes you believe in the
And
evil
then we made our
forces.
mom come and clean it.
You made your mom come and clean it?
We were grieving.
You were grieving.
Mom picked it up. She
The
brought
throw
over.
up too, with
She
the
brought up
bird
over.
head?
She had. Yeah, she said the throw up was worse than the rat because it was like
Oh, the rat. Oh my
it was like
God.
soft and squishy.
Ew.
But she brought over like gloves and a mask, which we had none of this. So she and then we gave her
What?
like a garden shovel to like.
Did you
Oh
throw
my
it away
God.
afterwards?
I think we still have the garden shovel.
Just spray it down with a hose.
But then like we left after everything happened. We ran off to Orlando because we didn't want to be in the house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mom's like, "So when's your trash go out?" And we're like, well, we
Oh.
put it out
God.
Sunday night because it comes Monday morning.
Okay.
And she's like, "Can I come put your trash can out Sunday night because you're not going to be here?" I was like, "Yeah, please."
Please.
We would like the dead
Yes.
thing not to be in our trash can
You don't
still
want to cook it
for
in
a
your trash
week.
can. Ugh.
in this Florida heat.
Oh,
It's going to be
So,
10
yeah.
times worse than how you found it.
There's a little
Yeah,
story
no.
for you. Story time. So, all right,
Awesome.
that's it.
All right, Erica, thank you. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Good times.
Thanks,
We'll
you
let you get
guys.
to it.
Enjoy. Enjoy your evening.
You
Yeah.
too. You too.
Later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie, settle down.
That was too long. I
you
need
just-
to leave.
This was a minute. This
I
was
need
an
to
hour
leave.
and 56 minutes. Carrie, did you fart?
Yeah, I'm so gassy.
Do you want me to keep that or leave it in? Blooper reel. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Put a banana peel on the floor and fall. Whoa. Blooper reel.
And that's all about that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, she said she was ready. Okay, let's
Okay.
go ahead and call her. I told her. Call.
All right.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
What'd you do?
Let's see.
You do something wrong?
Haha.
Dyslexic.
I called a weird area code that doesn't exist. That sounds good.
It was a Verizon carrier,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I was like, I don't know who this is, so hopefully it's the right people, because I'm just like, hi.
Funny enough, we called someone that wasn't you first,
Yeah.
but it was not a valid number, thankfully.
I put in the wrong area code, so we got some
Ah.
weird Verizon error message.
Ew. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're coming in
Okay.
good, nice and strong. How are you doing?
Oh, it's a loaded question, but
Okay.
I'm above ground,
It
so
is.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you guys?
Solid as can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing okay, all things considered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Shelly, you ready?
I am ready. And we're happy to have you back
Yes.
for a good movie.
Oh my gosh, we had to absolutely make up for the last one.
Listen, to be fair, that was not the worst thing I have watched. I have watched much worse. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's gotta be some that are questionable.
Tammy and the T-Rex still exist on this plane. So.
Yes, Tammy and the T-Rex is a blast.
No, it's not.
I
will die
love
on
that
hill.
movie.
There you go. See, boom,
Listen,
Erica.
I love it, and my husband is like, to quote him, he's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I love trash. Don't judge
Yeah,
me."
exactly. That's exactly what it is. Absolute trash. It's great.
2 questions before we start.
Please.
I forget. It's been a minute. So, are we doing spoiler free or full of spoilers?
Full
Full.
spoilers.
Yep.
Perfect. Also, do I need to? Is this A rated, like
Oh,
PG,
no, we're
or
No,
we
no, no.
we're
are?
R.
Yeah, we are.
We
Perfect.
talk about porn and fucks
We did the last
and-
time. We talked a
Shit.
bit about porn.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Perfect.
we are check marked explicit on the
Yeah,
All the
LBOH
podcasts.
podcast. So
Yeah.
let it fly. Yes.
I kind of wish they had Mom's mental break a little more. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of wish they kind of delved more into the mental aspect of things, but I'm pretty sure, like, that all stemmed from the cults
Yeah.
Yeah.
as well.
You get a phone call?
It did. How dare my wife try to call me? I'm gonna text her real quick. Recording the podcast. Are you alive? Recording. Stop it, Carrie. We can hear you. The podcast. You good?
Should have said new phone. Who's this?
New phone, who does?
All right, so we'll see what she says, but okay, we're fine. Yeah, great.
Relationships with your family. It dives into. Maybe you should like turn your phone on vibrate, Derek.
It was, and then I took it off. I took it off because I was nervous that it was maybe gonna mess with Erica. It's fine. I'll fix it in post.
Oh my god.
We're good.
Professional.
Goodness gracious.
Something like that. Something.
Um.
All right, so my last interesting fact is in 2018, the trailer for Hereditary played before a PG-rated film, Peter Rabbit, in a cinema in Western Australia. According... Cool, what's up, Carrie? Just grabbing stuff. Can you hear all this, Erica? You're like a little chipmunk just scurrying around and getting nuts, just making noise. How you doing, girl?
I have to feed a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess that kid needs to eat. All right,
All right.
moving on.